You are done with being a palatable online coach and ready to go bigger by leading your own movement. You're going to want to tune into this. That's exactly what Amanda did by recalibrating her fame frequency and burning the rich rules, and what we are going to be breaking down with you today. I'm so excited to have Amanda here. Join us in a moment. Amanda is the founder. I see her hopping on. Amanda is the founder of Pinterest Board Mama, and she guides badass moms to finally end the hormonal chaos, to have the energy to be with their families like they've always wanted. And so Amanda went from censoring herself, being palatable in her content, to fully taking ownership of her genius and showing up, creating, leading in such a bigger way. And I'm so excited to have her come on with us and to share the internal shifts that she had to make this possible. So let's have Amanda join.
Hello.
There she is. Hello, Amanda. I am so excited to have you live, sharing your story with us, because I've watched you go from that feeling and that spot of, what do I post today? What do I create today? What do I share? Because the thing is that you were having such amazing breakthroughs with your clients, right? And you were doing this incredible work with them, but it wasn't translating in your content. It was like, how do I take these results that I'm having with my clients and show that in my content? And you finally had this massive breakthrough, and you went from a palatable online coach to leading your own movement your way, burning all the rules. And I would just love to hear how you had these shifts to go from, I have to censor myself, I have to filter myself, to I'm leading my fucking way.
Yeah, for sure. So there was a lot of proving energy in the
Mm-hmm.
very beginning. And like that stemmed from, childhood and just a lot of things in my past. So, there was definitely like a pattern happening there, for sure. And then so it turned into, like, once I started my business, I felt this sense of like, oh, I need to prove myself. I need to like say the right thing, or I'm obviously not the only coach in my space. Like, I would compare myself, or I look at, how is she doing it? What is she posting? Oh, well, maybe I should do something similar, like obviously not replicate it and plagiarize, but, just take that idea and be like, oh, well, I should do something similar. I should have a similar, posting schedule. Or like I've worked with business coaches and mentors in the past, and they would give their advice and, oh, well, you got to do it this way, and you've got to post this much, and you got to make sure you're running ads, or, whatever their advice was. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I had to do that in order to grow. Like, if I don't do it this way, then there's no way to grow. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
I'm going to get new clients. There's no way I'm going to get people to like understand what I do, et cetera, et cetera. So the story just kept, it was like in this vicious cycle, and I felt like I could never break out of it until I really started realizing I don't have to do more, and I don't have to be like someone else in order to run a business. I was allowing that, like, that inner child, that wounded inner child, to come forward and lead my business as if she was present today.
Yes.
And it really limited me. It really, like you said, like, censored me. It really made me feel like I had to be like in this like box, or I had to do it a certain way. And now I just don't feel that way anymore. Now I'm kind of like, F it to all the rules. I'm going to post when I want to post. When I have my client calls, I'm going to obviously be with my clients and give them the time that they deserve. But like, I don't have to be on this hustle schedule and like posting, 5, 7 days a week, and always,
Yep.
I don't know, all these things that we tell ourselves. And that's really given me so much freedom and
Mm-hmm.
flexibility and my energy back, because I didn't realize like how much it was draining me. It was exhausting. So there was a lot of layers that were completely uncovered through that.
Yes. I'm so glad that you said that, because so many of us are unknowingly in that proving energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? I need to show my value. I need to prove that I'm worth it. I need to prove that people would pay for this, whatever it is. And we just operate from that proving energy unknowingly for so long. And we're trained and taught to look at strategy. Strategy will help me, strategy will save me, but strategy won't do anything for you if your energy is saying, please pick me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's felt. And unknowingly, that's what repels your soulmate clients who want to work with you. And so I remember when you were following these rules, and I just want to validate those who are listening, because it's so easy for us to look at what's going on in all of the social media world and content and be like, oh, well, this says post this way and say this in your reel hooks and da da da. And again, we're unknowingly following these rules, right? And I have a screenshot of, because Amanda is in our Rich Coded Mastermind, and we hopped off of a call and you sent this in. You were just like, I'm done following the rules. And you went on and you created content your way. And this is what you said, because you shared it with us inside our Wins and Celebrations channel. And you were like, I did it. This feels so fucking good. This feels like me. I'm on a rampage today. And then you said, I know this is all coming from within me, but I also want to say thank you for guiding me in this path and journey of becoming more of me. I finally feel like I have the permission to be me and not give a fuck about external anymore, with love. Thank you. And I just want to take a moment to celebrate you, because so many of us can feel that and have that desire of the permission slip of just being fully, completely, unapologetically myself. But a lot of us don't take that permission slip. A lot of us don't accept it and act on it and lead with it. And I would love to hear, what was it for you that you finally accepted that invitation and that permission slip to be all of you in your content and leading your movement that way?
Well, I think for me, it was a couple things. So again, like having the previous experience of like working with business coaches, like I was mentioning, and doing those things, and really like nothing changed, like not, or at least not like the leaps and bounds that I was thinking or envisioning. And it's like, okay, so then what is it? So then you kind of get into this questioning state, back to proving, comparing, and it's again, this is that vicious cycle that I just kept finding myself in. And I really think that it really had to come from within. Like, yes, like there is a lot of guidance, and like, yes, obviously, like you help us give that permission stuff, like you guide us through these changes, these shifts and stuff. But ultimately, with love, like you can't do that for us. Like
Yep.
we still have to show up for ourselves, and we still have to make that a practice, a daily, whether it's a mindset shift, or maybe it's like a mental note, or maybe it's EFT tapping or journaling, or like whatever it is, like we still have to show up for ourselves and allow that to come through for ourselves, and balance our frequency and balance our energy and balance like how we are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like one part of it was just from past experience of like, okay, like clearly this didn't really work. And then two, really having my eyes open to like, okay, like there is a different way. There is a more like soft way, a more meaningful, more intentional way
Mm-hmm.
of doing this. And since then, like, I mean, my energy, it truly has been so different. And the thing that I just keep coming back to is the freedom of doing it my way, showing up the way I want to, saying what I want to, and not feeling any pressure of like being on anyone's like timetable or schedule or whatever. Because I mean, realistically, as a mom, like it was literally draining me. Like I was prioritizing a half an hour of like, oh my God, I've got to get this content out. Like, what the heck? Like, I've got to think of something. Oh my God. Instead
Yep.
of like sitting down and just having that extra half an hour with my kids, or like maybe it's half an hour of just like taking a breath for myself. Like, not being with anybody,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was, whatever I needed in that day. And there was just this force, hustle, and just heaviness that I don't live with anymore. And it's like, if I get to it, great. If something's on my mind, great, I'll get to it. Maybe right now is the time and I want to speak it, or maybe I want to write it down for tomorrow just because the timing is just not working for me right now. And that's okay. Like giving myself that permission and like fully embodying it and living it. And I mean, there is a little bit of, trust in making that leap, right? Because until you know, or until you don't know, like you don't know.
Yep.
But once you feel it, you're like, oh, okay. Then it starts making sense. So,
Hmm.
like I said, I feel like it's a little bit of culmination of multiple things for me personally. But yeah, now that I'm there, it would be hard to go back in a good way. It's
Yes.
great.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love how you said, and this is huge, I'm not in this hustle pressure mentality anymore,
Mhm.
right? There's this huge difference. And I say this all the time. Fuck her way.
Yeah.
Burn all of the rules that you've been taught, because truly when we're following someone else's way, all that's doing is just putting this huge barrier over the frequency, the potency, the magic, the wisdom, the truth of who you are. And that's why we then filter and censor ourselves in the way that we speak, the way that we lead, the way that we create. And when you remove that, and again, here's what I want everyone to know: that's not an overnight shift. It's a practice. It's a daily practice, a moment to moment practice, because we have to normalize that. We have to normalize the new to become someone different. And I've been watching you normalize that day in and day out and really practice. I get to lead my way, right? And the way that you've been speaking, the way that you've been dropping bomb content and in your podcast, it's like, oh, there she is. There's the like true Amanda, right? Because you can feel when someone's not being their true selves. You can feel when they are energetically like, don't look at me, even though I have so much to say. And I know that I came here to lead with all of my wisdom and all of my magic. And you just completely shifted because you gave yourself that permission and you came into this new frequency that's the opposite of hustle and pressure and force.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I
For
love it.
sure.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. So, how does it feel now to create from this place of, I don't need to follow rules. I don't need to be in pressure, force, hustle. I get to do it my way. What does that feel like for you? Because I see it from the outside and I see the fire that you're dropping. What does that feel like for you?
It just feels so grounding. And like it feels so, I know there's a word wanting to come forward and it probably will in a minute, but it feels so grounding. It feels so light. It just feels so, I mean, like I said, no pressure. Like, I mean, in January, I've had a really quiet January. I really haven't posted a ton. And it's like, normally I would have been like freaking the F out and been like, well, why didn't I get all this stuff out? Blah, you
Yeah.
know? And I've been like, okay, well, whatever. No big deal. Like, and I mean, not like my world didn't come tumbling down. My clients didn't think anything less of me or any, like nothing catastrophic happened. It was
Yes.
fine, and, so yeah, it really just it feels lighter, it feels easier. And yeah, of course, I mean, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like there are days where I'm like, where, you're energetically are just like, what's going on? Or like something's popping up, I mean,
Yep.
no one's perfect. We are human, but at least now I have tools. At least now I have like little reminders, or I can be like, okay, well, today really is just like an off day. Like I just need to, like, this isn't my content day because something's going on. Like I need to pay attention to what's going on here and like actually be aware of that instead of like shoving it aside because I've got to get content out. Like there's a big difference in that, and there's no longer that disconnect. It's really like tuning back into me. And because here's the reality, I'm my own damn CEO. If I don't want to do something, who's going to tell on me? Like, okay. All
True.
right, well, cool, because guess what? It's fine. You know what I mean? So I think when you just start having fun with it and just like really looking at it from that perspective, right? I mean, I know there's like this difference between like energetic frequency and like logic, right?
Mhm.
And so that logic can F us up sometimes, but sometimes when we use logic to our benefit like that, like, okay, well, who's going to tell on me? Like, who's going to write me up for not posting something today? Like, no one. all
Yeah.
right, cool. We'll let them. Like, you know, I think you can just have fun with it.
Mhm.
And if I am struggling with quote unquote strategy or just like something's just not formulating the right way, then maybe I just like let it sit for a day. Maybe there's just something energetically that I just need to figure out with myself too. So that's where I really, again, overall it's lighter, but on the real, I'm a human. I'm not perfect every day. Like I do have to recalibrate myself. There
Yeah.
are moments, things come up in my world and that's okay. And then now instead of pressure, force, hustle, I just sit back and really lean into it more.
We love that because we always honor the human.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just so incredible. And I can feel your fame frequency. And for those who are watching this live and listening, fame frequency is when, like Amanda did, she gave herself permission to be fully, unapologetically, authentically herself, burn those rituals. And then you emit this frequency that signals to your soulmate clients exactly what they need to feel. And it also repels the people who aren't meant for you. And so
Mhm.
you're in this frequency that's completely you, where you're okay with being disliked. You're okay with rocking the boat. You're okay with dropping truth bombs, which is exactly what you've been doing behind the scenes
Mhm.
with your clients, with your friends, with your family behind closed doors. And
Mhm.
you unleash that version of you who is you. It's not you becoming a different person. It's you where you feel safe being fully expressed. You finally fully embody her. You encode that frequency and then you show up as her everywhere, online, on stage, on your podcast, not just behind closed doors. And I've
Mhm.
watched you do that. I've watched you unleash the truth of who you are from, our calls are very safe spaces. Our mastermind is a very safe space.
Mhm.
And when I would hear you say things, I'm like, that is content. That is what I want to hear you speak, lead with, and create in your movement. And then watching you take that, which is you, and then unleashing it online, it's like, this is it. This is what took you from the palatable online coach to leading your own movement and not being afraid to disrupt, not being
Mhm.
afraid to trigger people or make people uncomfortable because you know
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah, 100%. And like that's the thing that I've had to learn, and it was really uncomfortable, like being okay with that. Having people not like you or having, clients be like, you're just like not my person that I want to work with. But
Mhm.
honestly, I don't want to have to fight someone to want to work with me. I don't want to have to beg someone to want to work with me. It's just so exhausting. So like again, like having that permission and just being like really okay with it, truly, and not just saying it, like truly in my soul being okay with it
Mhm.
is good because I have limited time. I have limited spaces. Like I don't want someone in my one-on-one container that doesn't want to be there. Like I rather have someone that's fully committed and on board with healing themselves and wanting to heal themselves and do the work and take coaching and direction and guidance versus someone that doesn't want to be there, that's going to fight me tooth and nail and just it's just not their thing, right? So it's
Mhm.
it's really being open to that and very accepting of that, because if you're not, I feel like it's gonna be really hard, and for me it was really hard for a while. So
Yeah. Yep. And now you have strong boundaries. Now you know who you want to work with. And now you solely speak to them.
hmm
And then from this frequency, from this energy, you're repelling the people who you never wanted to work with, anyways.
yeah,
And that's the goal.
yeah, it's good. Winning all around.
Winning all around. I love it. This is incredible. You are amazing. I have truly seen you just completely shift in your leadership. And I love your work. I'm obsessed with your work because I'm a mama too. And we're all about healing our hormones and coming into balance to really have the energy to lead our lives the way that we always wanted, the Pinterest board mama way. And I'm so excited to share and announce that you are going to be taking the stage at Rich Coded Live in Philadelphia on April 25th. I cannot wait to see you take the stage. And I'd love for you to share what you will be leading, activating, and guiding our attendees through.
Yeah, so a couple different things. So I won't divulge too much, but One of the things is, as we're transforming, as we're going through this shift, right, of, whether you're a business owner, a mom, career woman, whatever, you're coming in and wanting to make this shift, wanting to be more of you, calibrate your frequency, operate at a higher frequency. Well, when we're going through that shift, a lot of times we can neglect our health, right? It's just, or maybe we're just a mom and we're not aware of some of the things that we need to be doing for our health, or a business owner, right? We start being hustle, rush, 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 rush. I don't have time to care about me, right? All of these different situations where you kind of get put on the back burner. And so I really want to illuminate that for women, for CEOs, for moms, like, again, however you identify yourself as, and really bring that to light, because you will run into a wall if you start making these shifts, but you keep on neglecting yourself from a mental, emotional, physical standpoint. So yes, your health, right? So think about it. If you are going through painful periods every single month and you like literally just like want to die on the couch for 2 days, like what does that do? It literally halts you, right? Like you don't want to do anything in your business. You don't want to necessarily, not that you don't want to be with your kids, but it feels limiting. So once you can in that part of your life, you can show up differently. You can show up with more energy, lead differently, right? It's all part of that shift, of part of that transformation. So I really want to bring that forward and illuminate that for women, that you have to include this part of you in this journey, right? You can't just neglect your physical well-being, because again, you're going to run up against a wall. So that's definitely one piece of it. And the other piece of it too is just, really giving women the permission to dig a little deeper. I work with so many women that have, gone to their doctor, have been told that their labs are normal, have tried supplements because they heard about it on a Facebook mom group, or they've done a protocol because their favorite influencer is saying something, whatever, because they want to sell shit, right? So like whatever, or maybe you've done all three, and again, no hate or, like disrespect, but like that's just the reality. And we've got to dig deeper than that, because none of that's going to heal you, and none of that's going to change anything for you. Like if your doctor's saying like, here's your labs, but they're normal, and you still feel like shit, and you're like, well, what the heck? Like something's wrong with me.
Yep.
It's not something's wrong with you. You weren't given the right map for yourself. You weren't given the right guidance that you need to actually feel better, because I promise you, those symptoms aren't just going to go away from a doctor telling you things are normal, from taking a supplement that you found online, doing a detox that's probably going to do more harm than good. Like you need a lot more in-depth guidance, and that's really what I help women with, is really looking at them as a whole person, and not just a, hey, here's a quick fix, or hey, this lab checked out good, like you're fine.
Yep.
So that's really bringing those two ideas together. So it'll be fun. I can't wait to share more.
It'll be so fun. You are incredible. You are amazing. Your work is just life changing. So Amanda's our go-to girl when you're told by a doctor that your labs are normal and you feel like shit. She gets to the root and she tells you exactly what's going on, customized for you. I cannot wait to have you take the stage. Rich Coded Live, April 25th. Philadelphia, PA. You can DM Amanda or you can DM myself, and we'll send you the ticket link. Just so everyone knows, prices are going to be increasing very, very soon. So you've been hearing us talk about Rich Coded Live, April 25th, Philadelphia. Now is the time to grab your ticket. This is for the woman who knows that she's meant to be famous and known, and to sell your 5-figure offers on repeat. Identity over strategy. Thank you so much for joining us, Amanda. You are incredible. Pinterest board mama movement. Here we fucking go. We'll see you in Philly. I can't even wait. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be talking to all of you lovely ladies soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.